Hello, guys. This is Andre with Wings Mobile Detailing Podcast. Today's Wednesday. As you guys may know, I'm posting a new topic of business or auto detailing podcast every Wednesday. Sometimes it comes in a little bit later on Thursday, but Wednesday by late of the day. Today, we're talking on the topic of the misperception that many people do have of how they can acquire success. For many, they think that the road to success, for you to achieve success, the steps that you have to take is only one. And sometimes people tell them, gurus, maybe even successful people, they say, for you to be successful, you have to do this. For you to be successful, you have to wake up at 5 in the morning. You have to go to bed at 9 p.m. Or any other thing. For you to be successful, you have to think this way. You have to focus on this thing. You have to do this thing. There's no such thing as one path towards success. There are multiple paths that you can take towards success. Just as there are multiple steps that you can take for failure, for certain failure. There are a lot of things that you can do that consequently, if you do that consistently, it might make you fail. If you do something wrong, just as there are things that if you do consistently will make you succeed. And if you tuned in into this podcast thinking, if you're one of those people who is always looking for the new, what do I have to do to succeed? What's the one magic formula? What's that one magical action that will make me achieve even financial success? If you're those the so-called success seekers, just seek success, the idea of success, but never the actual work that it takes to succeed in your own ways, then stay tuned.
Welcome to the Wings Mobile Detailing Business and Automotive Podcast, the only podcast that will guide you on how to start and grow six-figure companies. As our team expand from one business location to worldwide domination, you will get step-by-step insights from a millennial franchisor and franchise owner with your host, Andre Mezalira.
For you to reach success, people like to take shortcuts, because they want to get there sooner. And for those who want to take shortcuts, they usually they're not living that life of success because they're looking for shortcuts to reach that, to achieve the success that they want. It can be financially. Financially is a very easy way to compare because, it's something tangible. So, and that is not a really good way to look at it, guys, because consequently, you guys are going to start looking for people who gives you a false statement of what you have to do to achieve that. And it can be from the most simple things to the most complex. Starting off with, let's say, people may say, for you to be successful, you have to hustle, grind 24/7 hours a day. Other people may say, for you to be successful, you just have to, take it easy and do what you love. And for other people, they may say that for you to be successful, you have to wake up at 5 in the morning. And that's it. You just have to wake up at 5 in the morning and start working at 5 in the morning. You have to sleep earlier and wake early. So, guys, all these ideologies, and I say this not only out of personal experience, but from personal development that I've studied multiple business owners and gurus out there, real successful people. And each one of them, from 4, 5, 6, 10 people, each one of them is success on their own terms. They are successful. They are financially successful. Obviously, they are wealthy people and happy people, if that's how you define success. And each one of them, they take their life journey a different way. One guy, they work a set amount of hours. The other guy spend doing some stuff in the weekend. Some other dude wakes up later but goes to bed earlier. That's just like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's completely different people running businesses they're just as successful as one another, and they have different ways of living life. And I want to give you guys my 2 cents of, after studying all these people, what I get from them and how I define success. For me personally, having a successful life is when you don't work to achieve you don't work every day in hopes to one day find out, to achieve success, to achieve, let's say, a high level of happiness. Because if you're working hard for that, to achieve a high level of happiness, it might never come to you. You have to find out. The earlier the better. And some people have trouble finding out what happiness, how they get happiness from, and success. But for me, for example, fortunately, I've been fortunate enough to find my thing, to find that, hey, I like work, I like running my business. I like doing anything. I actually enjoy doing anything that brings growth. And some people may see it and may call me a workaholic. Other people may call me greedy or too ambitious or too this, too that, thinking that I'm out of control. Because on their own terms, for them, success is not how I live my life. Because for them, maybe the way I live my life would make them miserable. And I understand. I understand if they think that way. But for me, and the other end, I'm having fun. If I'm working from Monday through Sunday, if I'm working every day, and I'm having a good time, if I'm growing the business, obviously everybody has a hard time. Nobody's gonna be just freaking happy every single day and live, come on, you're in the real world here. But the majority of time, the one thing that brings me fulfillment is this. It's hustling. And am I gonna come here into this podcast and tell you, hey, for you to be happy, you have to hustle every time. You have to, or not use the word hustle, but you have to just work Monday through Sunday. No, heck no. And the problem out there is, guys, if you follow some gurus out there, fake gurus, I'm not talking about the real ones, they may tell you to do that, and then you're gonna go and do it, but that's not you. An example, let's say Gary Vee, for example. I don't like the way he says it, because he kind of imposes on people what they should do. They should just start off looking for happiness. For me, I don't agree with that idea, because, the way he says, go sell baseball cards in the streets and just go and be happy. But I don't see how you can be happy and broke at the same time, just doing one thing every single day, selling baseball cards. You're gonna do shit you hate. You're going to have to do stuff you hate at first for you to one day get to do what you like and enjoy. You have to pay the price. So, but speaking of Gary Vee, for example, he's happy. He shows that he's happy. He works hard. He goes. One day he can be in 3 or 4 or 5 different cities, and he go do speaking gigs. And I don't find me being that type of guy. If I was running that type of life, I would be miserable, because that's not for me, and you have to find you. I think for the happiness, you have to find your purpose. But this podcast is just about for you guys to stay away from thinking that you have to follow a set pattern, a set ways, that there's a one path to success. There's not one path. There are a variety of paths. Just as much, there's a variety of paths that you can take for certain failure. If you run your business and if you work obsessively for your business from 9 a.m. to about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and you love doing that, but you only work from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon, you might reach success. You might attain if you do it the right way from those hours, but it might take you 30 years. Now, let's say that another guy is doing the same shit you're doing, the same thing you're doing for the same amount of time, the same amount of work, but he's working from 9 a.m. to about 10 p.m. at night. And he's enjoying all this time just as much as you do, but he's working, twice as much. he's gonna achieve the success that you would achieve in 30 years. He's gonna achieve it in 15 or 10 years. It's as simple as that. And by success, I mean the results, because everybody works for a goal. Everybody works for a result. And that's my belief. I think, for me, at least for me, I know that for me to be happy, I have to set high targets and work for a goal. So you have to have you have a goal in mind. I don't want to say you have to have, because then I'm being hypocritical here. But you having a goal and you working towards the goal, the closer you get towards the goal, the more fulfillment you're going to get, because you're going to see that you're improving. And if you're only working from 9 to 2, maybe you're happy. Sure, there you go. Do it. If that makes you happy, working from 9 to 2, if that makes you more happy working from 9 to 2 than working from 9 to 10, then go ahead and work from 9 to 2. But don't expect full-time results. Expect part-time results for whatever you're doing. So my thing is, I would actually say that you would be better off working more hours and obsessively do that with everything you got. Because when you're working for something you love, why not work more or not do more? Because the results that you're going to get, it's going to bring more happiness and fulfillment. The growth is going to bring you happiness and fulfillment. That's what brings fulfillment. But for you to achieve growth, there are a variety of different ways to achieve that. You just have to be aware of the consequences. There is no one path for failure. There is no one path for success. But there are certain paths that you can take that will certainly get you to success, and there are certain paths that will certainly take you to failures. If you run a business where you overspend, where you don't have control financially, and you do things wrong, and you're happy doing that, you can be as happy as you want, but you're gonna fail if you don't learn from the mistakes, and if you're running it wrongly. If you're doing something that you also love doing, and you work a good amount of time, and you do it right, there's a lot of ways you can do it right. There are a lot of right ways. There's a chance that you succeed. So there are certain things that you do have to learn from other people of how to do things to avoid failure. But you can't not be bashing on people thinking that there's the magical formula for you to achieve success is for you to wake up at 5 in the morning, do a ritual where you do a yoga and then you breathe, and then you have to do that. You don't have to do that, but if that works for you, go ahead and do it. But that's not the only way. You can find your way differently than other people.